only a few days out from the release of a Wayfinder into early access, and this seems like a fantastic time to break down every single character and class that you can go ahead and pick from day one to help you decide which character you want to play. And of course, today I am back to discuss Silo, which is of course going to be my main personally. And of course, if you do have interest in Wingrave, we already did a video all about him, link above, and of course more video to come on everyone else. But today we're going to be talking all about Silo and his abilities, his weapons, and everything you need to know about the class. But before we hop into it, welcome back to your #1 top 4 Wayfinder gameplay how-tos, and of course, all that jazz. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that is supporting over on Patreon, Twitch, and of course here on YouTube through memberships. Thank you, my dudes. Link below if you want to support the channel to keep it growing, keep more video coming, and also to keep Luna well fed. And of course, I do want to give a very special thank you to 1K for supporting at the Luna tier over on patreon.com/Maconn. Thank you, my dudes. And with that, let's jump into this and let's talk about Silo. Now, when it comes to Silo here, he is one of our 4 characters to actually be a ranged character. Don't get me wrong, we do have venomess coming in the 4th season through it tower, but for a starting character here, if you're looking for range, he is a fantastic one. And of course, we do have a little bit of breakdown as far how complex he is. He is rated 2 out of 5 here when it comes to how difficult he is. And as you can see from his stat, he leans wide into range with a little bit of support and a little bit of control, which honestly kind of makes sense since his main gimmick is of course guns and bombs. So let's go ahead and start getting into some of the ability. So let's go ahead and start off with Firebomb. And Firebomb is a pretty straightforward ability. As you can see here, you go ahead and you will just toss a bomb at an enemy. That will cause on impact do fire damage, as well as do fire damage over time. So this is a great way to just do a little bit of ticks of damage here and there, especially between like reloading or moving around the battlefield here. And honestly, you can't go wrong with just straight up throwing a firebomb at people. But from here, we do have our second ability, which is Oil Bomb. Oil Bomb is a little more interesting because it will leave a pool of oil behind from Silo. And of course, by stepping in the oil, that will of course slow down the enemy and cause them to take additional damage. So, perfect example of that would be like very much in handy to do like a 1-2 combo between throwing the oil, slow them down, and then of course setting them afire with your bomb to get any more damage here, and to also stop enemy from rushing you nearly as fast. As you can start seeing, well, some of the support that's gonna start coming in here for Silo. And his next ability, we have a Proton Clone. So this ability is much more for distraction and hopefully let you get your bearings, or maybe take the heat off some of your team, because the whole gimmick of this ability is of course you will dodge out of the way, tossing a bomb at the enemy. That will be of course a hologram of you to distract your enemy. So you can go ahead and take advantage of them being distracted and also get a little bit of aggro off of you or one of your teammates. And then of course at the very end of it, the bomb itself will indeed blow up, doing damage to all the enemies that got its attention. And our next ability here is Arc Nemesis. So this is another bomb that will come in handy, especially for crowd control here. Since the whole gimmick of this is you tossing out a bomb that of course going to do electric damage to anybody it touch, as well as of course any enemy that might walk into it will also take electrical damage as well over time. So not only do you have the upfront when you toss it big damage, but also having something that's going to hang around the battlefield for a few moments to help you out with anybody else that you might be able to pull into it or might happen to stumble into the bomb itself. And these are our 4 main abilities for a Silo. So let's go ahead and talk about his ability, passive, and weapon heal. So let's start off with the passive ability. So this heal is, of course, Strategic Advantage, which is, of course, a ability that will deal a bonus damage when it comes to melee and range damage to an enemy that is debuffed. So pretty much by doing that, not only will you do more damage to the enemy, but anyone else in your party that do melee or range will also be able to do a bonus damage to the enemy. So this is another fantastic support ability. And then, of course, we have our weapon being, of course, his long shot, which is his long range rifle. And, of course, that rifle do have a mechanic to itself, and it will also be very similar to anyone else that might use a ranged weapon, which is, of course, we do have ability similar to the reload mechanic from Guilds of War. So if you ever play Guilds and you reload your weapon, you see the little ball where you're trying to do the quick time event, you will have this on your ranged weapon. So something to keep in mind there, so you can make sure you get some little extra there. And then we have our weapon ability with Deadeye. Deadeye will, of course, shoot 3 Deadeye weapon bots on enemies. And, of course, what it will do is it will show you 3 areas on the enemy that hit with this ability and where the weak points are. So you and everyone else will know and can take advantage of that. But if you are able to shoot this and hit all 3 of the weak points, that will do some crit damage as well. So this is very much in handy, not only for support, but also for a whole bunch of damage as well. And that brings you to the end of our ability. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive a little bit into who exactly the character is and what he can do. And of course, like last time, let's go ahead, kick it over to Luna to, of course, elaborate on the backstory for Silo.
Before the Gloomfall, the Shrike Syndicate was a network of smugglers and mercenaries who played both sides in the endless conflict between the Avar Imperium and the Maze. While many saw the Shrikes as criminals, they lived by a code. Silo was born Silas Vex. The Vex were the leaders of the Syndicate and made sure that the Shrikes served the common people of the Westreach. Silo was an exceptional Shrike, an excellent marksman with a knack for designing explosives and arcane gadgets, but he always felt the shadow of his parents. The expectation that he would eventually assume the mantle of leadership. Silo is a clever scoundrel, equally quick with a quip and a blade. He remembers grand heists and feasts with the people of the Westreach. But as an echo returned from the gloom, his memories are incomplete. Silo doesn't remember what happened to his parents, or how he came to be in Skylight when the Gloomfall struck. In this broken world, the Shrikes have become a menace. What has Silo forgotten?
And there you have it, everything you need to know about Silo, from his weapon to ability, as well as his backstory. And hopefully this has been helpful for you. Any of Silo not exactly your thing, maybe our next character will, because in our next video we will be jumping into everything you need to know about Nis, our local ninja assassin type, and of course melee. For you who are interested in that, I will be coming very soon in the morning for you guys to check out. And of course, if you want to keep up with all the Wayfinder new character guides and so much more coming in the near future, make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the wonderful bells below so you can keep notified when the video come out, because man, I am super pumped for Wayfinder, and as you can see, we're going to be going hard with it once it come out. And of course, I will be live at launch here on YouTube, as well as over on twitch.tv/troymaconn. So come on over, say hi, and let's see what's going to happen on the early asset release of Wayfinder. But for now, that's going to go ahead and do it for me. I will be back tomorrow for that neat video. And as always, any more MMO news right here on the channel. So till then, I will go ahead and see you in the comments.